Hey y'all, greetings from the dank basement. This is your Uncle Squinty Paul with a Snuff accessories review today. Today we're going to be talking about the Snuff bullet, also sometimes called a Snuff rocket. As far as I can tell, the two names are interchangeable. I suspect the rocket may have to do more with something like this, which fills from the bottom. See that? All right. Now, all of these bullets that have this kind of valve dial on the side, they all operate the same way. The arrow points to the open side, the upside of a spoon, which is inside here. So in order to fill it, you just keep that arrow point up, rotate the snuff bullet, tap it, bring it around like this, and take a bump of snuff. Now, that would be fine, except that you don't sniff snuff like you were snorting some sort of illegal drug powder. The idea is not to get the snuff way up here. It's more to get the snuff to about here, right around where that hard cartilage of your nose starts. And if you're using a bullet, the tendency is going to either be to take it way too deep, or if you take your bump of snuff and tap it out in your boxcar and do it this way, not enough snuff. But for discreet snuffing in public, this may be a good way to go. This snuff rocket or bullet is made of acrylic. I got this one from Mr. Snuff. It was about $4. Now let's go from the cheapest kind of bullet to the most expensive that I found so far anyway. And that would be the Posh Ultimate brass bullet. This is different in design. You'll notice that it does not have that rocket or that arrow-shaped thing on the side, right? Now this is very unique because the bottom is held in place by a set screw. So if we take the set screw out, and I'm just going to use my trusty thumbnail here, it should work. Whoa! Once I get it loosened a little bit, just grab it with the edges of my fingers and unscrew it. Okay, there's a little set screw coming out. You pop that out, put it someplace where it will not get lost, and remove the bottom. Now, you can see maybe that there's a U-shaped cavity in here, and that's what you fill with your snuff. Okay. Now, on this lid here, you'll notice there's a little metal protrusion right there. That's a stop, and I'll explain why that's important in just a second. Slip the cap on. It only goes one way. Then you grab your carefully retaining screw and put it back in there. And I should really have a little screwdriver, a little knife blade, butter knife would work. But I don't, so I'm just going to make it as tight as I can with my thumb. And once that is done, once the bullet has been filled, this bottom is actually a dose selector dial. If you're facing the bottom of the bullet, as you are now, all the way clockwise delivers a small bump, and all the way counterclockwise to the other stop yields a huge bump. That actually allows you, in the large bump size, to take a fairly good sized bump of snuff without over inhaling, so it gets to the right point in your nose. And that makes it fairly useful. As I said, for discreet snuffing in public, the snuff bullet is a good idea. I myself like to run barefoot through my snuff. I like to freehand pinch, just using my finger and thumb tip. I think it warms the snuff. I know exactly how much snuff I'm getting without having to look at it, and it's a more pleasurable deal for me. But there are times when that looks a little goofy when you're in public, so a snuff bullet may be your answer. Now, snuff bullets, as I said, are available anywhere from about $4, maybe even less on eBay if you buy them in bulk, all the way up to $25 or so. So shop carefully and make sure you get the kind of bullet you want. In addition to the two kinds of bullets I showed you today, there's also bullets that have glass vials but acrylic tops on them, and there are ones that are just solid metal but still have the pointing arrow sort of mechanism on them. So there's a variety of choices. Check out snuffgear.com for US buyers, also mrsnuff.com. You can also look on eBay under Snuff Bullet. You'll find a lot of them, I'm sure. A useful tool, the Snuff Bullet. From the dank basement, this is your Uncle Squinty.